guys, welcome back to the channel. Apologies for last week. I was suffering with a really bad toothache. I have to go to the dentist next week, actually get an extraction done. But I was on painkillers. I was in quite a bit of pain, so no reactions last week. But we are back with Star Trek, and we are back onto Season 2, Episode 10, Journey to Babel. Last week, the last episode I watched with Zephyr Cochrane, I thought was a brilliant episode. So, yeah, hoping this is of a similar level of quality. Every time I say that, not always, but sometimes it ends up being an episode I'm disappointed with. So I'm just going to say nothing. Every episode I go into, I hope is really good. So we'll just leave it at that. But guys, there'll be a full uncut reaction to this episode as well. That'll be on my Patreon page. If you want to become a patron, you can check out the link. There's different tiers with different perks. And as always, a quick shout out to my patrons, to Ravi, to Gigi Gooding, to Mary, to Blaze, and to Mihal. As always, thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. But with that, we will watch Journey to Babel.
Clear hangar deck. Depressurizing.
Make sure you're nice and clean, guys, for the delegates as they arrive. Oh, a double door. That's fancy. Double door.
How does that Vulcan salute go?
It's not the same actor, is it? I'd love if it was. I think it is.
Captain James Kirk.
Captain?
It is.
Your service honors us, Captain.
Thank you. Mr. Spock will conduct you.
I prefer another guide, Captain.
It's a bit touchy, the relationship.
Mr. Spock, we'll leave orbit in 2 hours.
Ambassador Sarek and his wife are my parents.
Oh God, the actor. Oh, he'll probably come up in a minute, guest starring. I know his name, but he also played Urko in the Planet of the Apes TV series. Another show I loved.
We have departed Vulcan for the neutral planetoid, codenamed Babel.
I wonder if he resent the fact that Spock became a Starfleet officer.
And you haven't come to see us in 4 years either.
The situation between my father and myself not changed.
My wife, attend.
Explain the computer components.
I gave Spock his first instruction in computers, Captain. He chose to devote his knowledge to Starfleet instead of the Vulcan Science Academy.
Did not mean to offend. I thought that...
Offense is a human emotion, Captain. I'm returning to my quarters.
And Spock is his son.
Well, you don't understand the Vulcan way, Captain. It's a better way than ours. But it's not easy. Spock and Sarek from speaking as father and son for 18 years.
Spock is my best officer.
I'm glad he has such a friend. It hasn't been easy on Spock. At home, nowhere.
He's thick-skinned, though, Spock is.
But Vulcans believe that peace should not depend on force.
Starfleet force is used only as a last resort.
Yeah.
We're an instrument of civilization.
Pretty much so.
The Interplanetary Conference will consider the petition of the Corridon planets to be admitted to the Federation.
Heard in the council chambers.
I wonder, like,
on Babel.
did
No, you!
Shatner, like, holding the laugh a lot of times doing that scene.
And why?
Tellarites do not argue for reasons. They simply argue.
Not the council chamber of Babel. I'm fully aware that the admission of Corridon is a highly debatable issue.
Spock, I've always suspected that you were a little more human than you let on. I mean, did he ever run and play like the human children, even in secret?
Well, he did have a pet sailor he was very fond of. But it's sort of a fat teddy bear.
It's been a rather long day for my wife.
Oh, he's happy for her to go now because he can ridicule Spock for having a teddy bear.
On Vulcan, the teddy bears are alive, have 6-inch fangs.
God.
Officers are registering an unidentified vessel pacing us.
On my way.
Maybe this ship knows that all the delegates are there and...
Sensors indicate the size of a scout ship, but configuration is unfamiliar.
You embarrassed Spock this evening. Not even a mother may do that. He is a Vulcan.
But you didn't approve of Starfleet.
It's not a question of approval. The fact he must command respect if he is to function.
You're showing an almost human pride in your son.
Don't linger on it, just let it be. You know what's happening. So... What the hell?
Approximately warp 10.
Back on original course, Mr. Chekhov. Report on intruder's movements. I want to know who that intruder is.
Maybe it's one of those guys.
Vulcan, I would speak to you.
Corridon has nearly unlimited wealth of dilithium crystals, but it is underpopulated. This invites illegal mining operations.
Illegal? You accuse us?
And as long as I command, there will be order.
There will be payment for your slander, Sarek.
I'm on deck 11, section A3. I've just found one of the Tellarites murdered. I think it's the ambassador himself, sir.
Sarek, the main suspect now?
The killer knew exactly where to apply pressure to snap the neck instantly.
Who aboard would have that knowledge?
Vulcans. On Vulcan, the method is called Tal Shaya.
A short time ago, I broke up an argument between Gav and your father.
I'm merely saying it would be illogical to kill without reason.
But if he had a reason?
If there were a reason, my father is quite capable of killing.
Is there no other Vulcans on board, aside from Spock and Sarek?
Want something of me, Captain?
Ambassador, the Tellarite Gav has been murdered.
By what Spock describes as Tal Shaya.
Only on circumstantial evidence, he is a logical suspect.
And where were you during the hour?
In private meditation, Captain.
That's a very convenient excuse, Ambassador.
Sorry. Sorry.
But I believe it's something to do with his cardiovascular system.
See if Spock had really any reaction.
I don't know that yet, either.
Sorry about your father.
Yes, it could adversely affect our mission. I accept what has happened.
Somebody on board is in contact with that vessel.
Figured that.
It is in no known code. There's no detectable pattern. No standard references apply.
Are there any conclusions possible from the information?
Negative. It fits none of our computer records, and it is alien.
Bones, how is he?
Well, as far as I can tell from instrument readings, our prime suspect has a malfunction in one of the heart valves.
I was on the observation deck when the Tellarite was murdered.
Proposed surgery for the heart defect.
Wait, he said he was there to witness the murder?
Suggest that a serogenic open heart procedure would be the logical approach.
Yes, unquestionably.
Well, the procedure they're discussing would require tremendous amounts of blood for the patient.
There are other Vulcans aboard.
My blood type is T negative, somewhat rare, even for a Vulcan.
Hey, that's rare.
My blood is T negative, Doctor.
We've run a number of blood tests on Mr. Spock. It isn't true Vulcan blood either.
It'd be possible to filter out the human factors.
Even you couldn't give that much blood, Spock. It would kill you.
I would estimate the odds.
Please don't.
Be a logical Spock and just say that it'll work. Even if it's unlikely.
So if I don't kill him with the operation, the drug probably will.
What drug?
A chemical stimulant to speed up reproduction and replacement of blood in the body.
It has been used
Scheiße.
successfully on test subjects on Rigel 5.
Was it on yourself? A transfusion from you to your father?
It could damage you internally. It could kill you.
I won't risk both of you.
Then you automatically condemn Sarek to death. I'll be at my station until you require me.
Still be able to perform his duties with all this going on. That's Spock for you. What the hell? Kick the knife out of his feckin' hand, Kirk. Oh, jeez. Kick him in the face, yeah. Oh.
I've been attacked by an Andorian. Security.
I'll be in the brig questioning the Andorian prisoner.
Doctor, the K2 factor is dropping.
Your father is much worse. There's no longer a choice. I have to operate immediately.
No, Doctor.
What?
My first responsibility is to the ship. We are being followed by an alien, possibly hostile vessel. I cannot relinquish command under these circumstances.
You can turn command over to Scotty.
On what grounds, Doctor? And requirements do not recognize personal privilege.
Well, in this situation, it should.
A minor member of my staff. I know nothing of him except that he has served adequately.
I suggest his mind has been so conditioned as part of a preconceived plan.
But we had no quarrel with Captain Kirk.
Apparently, Thelev did.
Yeah, but
Such as the plot. How could it profit us?
doesn't fill me with confidence that he's, straight-laced and not involved in some way or ordered it.
Any competent officer can command this ship. Only you can give your father the blood transfusions that he...
Not normal. We are carrying over 100 valuable Federation passengers. We're being pursued by an alien ship. We're subject to possible attack.
Your duty is to your father.
I know. Sarek understands my reason.
Well, I don't. It's not human. Oh, that's not a dirty word. You're human, too. Let that part of you come through.
If I were to give up command of this vessel, jeopardize hundreds of lives, risk all for the life of one person.
There's some part of me in you. Some part that I still can reach.
He just seems to be disconnected from that side of himself.
We'll go to him. Now, please.
I cannot.
I'll convince Spock I'm all right. And order him to report here. As soon as he leaves the bridge, I'll turn command over to Scotty.
Captain.
I'll take over, Mr. Spock. Report to sick bay with Dr. McCoy.
Captain, are you quite all right?
I have an operation to perform, and both of
I
us
wonder
are
does he not buy
required.
it?
Get out, Spock.
The alien vessel is moving closer.
Belay that order. I'll stay here.
Ah, Kirk.
Picking up the alien signal again. But it's coming from inside the Enterprise.
Zarek's heartbeat has risen to 324. Blood pressure 90/40. Drop. Mr. Spock.
Where do you think you're going?
I must see the captain.
My patients don't walk out in the middle of an operation.
I had to take him out. There it is.
To stun the Andorian, he had some sort of transceiver. It was hidden in his antenna.
All the ambassadors are asking what's going on.
Tell them to take a good guess, but clear that board, Lieutenant.
Let's tell the truth. We're being attacked. There's nothing you can do about that.
Fire control locked into the computers, Captain.
On my order, fire photon torpedoes 2, 4, and 6. Fire.
All engineering and house sick-bay systems put on priority.
Yes, sir.
What about the bridge? The bridge probably needs priority. As I said, like, Sarek is one person. Obviously, you want to save him, an entire crew.
Friends out there are good. They'll have to destroy the ship to win. That was intended from the beginning, Captain.
This guy was working with the other ship. Was he kind of almost in that job of committing suicide?
You haven't long to live. You're a spy, surgically altered to pass as an Andorian.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You speculate.
Just hovering out there, sir.
Looking us over.
You're trying to lure him in.
I love that look from Kirk, like, yeah, you bet your bottom dollar.
Kilometers.
Fire.
Got him!
So wait, they didn't blow up, so I was just incapacitated. Oh no.
could not surrender, Captain. They had orders to self-destruct. See, I had orders to self-destruct, too. Slow poison.
Check out. Take over.
Kirk, you need to go back and rest, man.
That big-headed Vulcan stand. I couldn't have pulled him through without it.
Some doctors have all the luck.
Find he's an Orion, Doctor.
Orion?
Intelligence reports that Orion smugglers have been raiding the Corridan system.
But what?
Mutual suspicion and interplanetary war.
Yes, of course, with Orion carefully neutral. Both sides. And continue to raid Corridan.
Opportunists.
That ship was constructed for a suicide mission, since they never intended to return to their home base. The thing I don't understand is why I didn't think of it earlier.
You're thinking about your father.
It hardly seems likely.
No, but thank you anyway.
You are part human.
And you to death of logic. Do you want to know how I feel about your logic?
Emotional, isn't she?
Been that way.
Indeed. Why did you marry her?
At the time, it seemed the logical thing to do.
I believe you're enjoying all this.
Indeed, Captain. I've never seen him look so happy.
Shut up! Well, what do you know? I finally got the last word.
Jeez. Almost looked in the camera as well. Okay, again, very good episode. A really good kind of Spock-centric episode, and we kind of see the two angles, I guess, of him, of that kind of... I got more focus on the fact of he's actually part Vulcan and part human, and I forget that sometimes, that he's half and half, because we always see so much of his Vulcan side and very little of his human side. And I like that his mother kind of calls him out on that in the way, and reminds him, like, you know, I am part of you as well, you know, there's a human side to you, you know, and he always feels he has to go by the Vulcan way, but there is an alternative for him, you know, and his mother kind of helps to remind him of that. And that was it was good just character development for Spock, and it was really cool to see Sarek, and I was so glad that it was the same actor, because I know I've seen Sarek obviously in Next Generation already, so it was really nice to see that it's the same actor. Again, the name of the actor escapes me. As I said earlier, he was also a General Urko in the Planet of the Apes TV series as well. So seeing them together and kind of their interaction, that was really nice as well. And kind of seeing Kirk kind of really not just be a good captain, but be a good friend. Like, you know, he shows that human side that we're feeling, like with Spock, like, you know, are you okay? You know, you're doing these duties now, but like your father obviously is not well and could die. And Spock just kind of just like, it's almost, you know, he doesn't want to show that emotion. It's illogical, you know, as they say, and has to just perform his duties. So it was nice to see Kirk kind of, you know, sneak to get Spock back to do the transfusion, and kind of almost like a sacrifice for him in a way, you know, because obviously he wasn't well and wasn't in good health at that point. Also, the little murder mystery thing was interesting as well. I like that little element too. Nice little kind of I guess secondary storyline in the episode. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was a very, very good episode. But guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this episode, and where would it rank among your favorite Star Trek episodes. Would love to hear your thoughts. But until next time, guys, slán go fóill.